Yo, welcome back to a new video. Guys, spoiler leaks and previews are now coming out for My Hero Academia's next upcoming chapter, 345 if I believe. Guys, I have officially caught up to My Hero Academia after a few weeks break, and guys, that is it. From here on out until the final chapter later this year, I will be here to bring you all MHA related manga news, MHA related spoilers, and maybe a few chapter reviews here and there. So if you guys enjoy My Hero Academia, be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe, and let's just jump straight into it. Alright, yo, from the recording of this video, we have about 4 panels released. We also have all text leaks throughout the whole chapter. I do also want to mention it is currently 6 AM where I am, so we do have to be a little bit quiet. But with that said, the chapter begins inside one of the iron cages we saw in last week's chapter where they trapped the villains in, showing the villains confused by the fact that they are moving. Toga is desperate and asks them to break this thing as quick as possible while thinking of Deku. It looks like Toga really wants to get to Deku, and what happens at the end of the chapter, we'll get to it. Some of them actually managed to destroy these prisons, including Dabi. Dude, Dabi's power level in this final fight is going to be so cool. I am so excited to see his fight with Todoroki. I think I'm excited for Deku and Shigaraki. I'm excited for Uraraka and Toga, and then you got Dabi and Todoroki. Like, I can't pick which one I'm more excited for. Apparently Dabi, who mocks them by saying that they could only hold them for 3 seconds, but in those 3 seconds, Bakugo appears in front of Dabi. Yo, what? Saying that those 3 seconds are more than enough and sets out an explosion. The heroes are confronting the villains that get loose and pushing them towards the portals. So it looks like all the heroes are basically pushing those iron objects that appeared in last week's chapter into the portal. Bakugo is also successful in pushing Dabi into the portal. The plan is simultaneously push them towards the portal successful, and we see Monomo laughing once again, saying that he is the one pulling the strings. Dude, Monomo's cockiness in this entire arc is gonna be fucking hilarious. We also see a hero very similar to Cross, both in look and in quirk, dealing with one of the generals of the Liberation Front and saying that they also have a plan to deal with Shigaraki's decay. Yo, I wonder what that plan is. The heroes then rush to enter the portals that have been assigned to each of them. Bakugo calls Deku, but before they can enter together, Midoriya is pulled in by something that came in from another portal. So it looks like another portal opens up and drags Midoriya away. This is obviously not in their plan, so I'm interested to see how they're going to deal with Shigaraki now that Deku is being pulled away, because we'll talk about this at the end of the chapter, at the end of the spoilers. But Fat stays behind and tasks by All Might to arrest any villains left with his Fat and protect Aoyama. He also instructs Monomo to return to where Aizawa is. The operation enters phase 2, and we see a double spread page showing the heroes charge with taking care of All For One, Endeavor, Hawks, Tokiyami, Mount Lady, Kamui, Pixie Bob, Tiger, Shishida, and many others. They are in Gunga Mountain. Endeavor says that the goo quirk used by All For One is a worse version of Kurogiri's Warp Gate and was used on Kamino. Huh. So apparently the quirk All For One used in Kamino when he took Shigaraki away is a worse version of Kurogiri's Warp Gate, and it can only cover short distances and can't transport the user. The UA barrier improvements were also made with this in mind, and now All For One is getting what he deserves. So it looks like All For One can't actually transport himself, and he is left with a few of the villains, including Endeavor, Hawks, Tokiyami, Mount Lady, Kamui, Pixie Bob, Tiger. So it looks like they're going to be fighting All For One. All For One admits their plan is great, but says that splitting the heroes at a time like this is a bit risky. He wonders if bringing One For All face to face with Tomura is really a good idea. Also, he comments that Endeavor has left his youngest son in a very complicated situation. On the next page, we see Shoto facing Dabi and Kamino. Yo, they are literally in front of the "I was here" All Might statue. Ida is also with him, so it looks like we got an Ida and Todoroki team up against Dabi. The scene cuts away and we see an impressive double spread of UA, which is floating on a huge piece of land and protected by a force field. So it looks like UA High School is literally floating above the air. A portal opens up and Shigaraki is transported there, where Best Genius was waiting for him. Bakugo then appears and says that there is a problem. Deku is being taken away. So yo, the plan was for Best Genius, Bakugo, and Deku to take on Tomura Shigaraki, but obviously that plan is now failed since Deku was taken away by another portal. The last page shows that he's being pulled by Toga. Yo, what? We're just getting straight into it. And he's standing next to Uraka, Tsuyu, and Gang Orca. Yo, Tsuyu I understand because she was there obviously when they first met Toga in the woods. But what the fuck is Gang Orca doing there? Gang Orca is like, okay, I don't want to be a part of this. In a place that looks like a water show stadium. Okay, so that's probably why Gang Orca is there. Deku doesn't understand why Danger Sense hasn't activated, and Toga has a serene expression. End of chapter. So it looks like the plan was for Best Genius, Bakugo, and Deku to take on Tomura Shigaraki, while Endeavor takes on obviously All for One, and then you've got fucking Todoroki and Ida taking on Dabi. So it looks like we're gonna get some split battles, which is exactly how I expected this final war to go. What's interesting here is now that Toga has actually broken that plan and has dragged Deku and Uraka into this fight. Deku obviously doesn't understand why Danger Sense hasn't activated, but this could be easily explained because Danger Sense is a quirk that senses danger. Toga probably doesn't have any malicious intent towards Deku, which could be a way to get rid of Danger Sense quirk, so Deku wouldn't have noticed the portal opening up behind him, which is very clever. Because obviously Toga's not going to want to kill Deku, so the Danger Sense quirk isn't activating. I think he just wants to talk. So I think next chapter, we are most likely going to see them talk. From the panels released so far, we see the panel of UA High School in the air, massive force field around it, Tomura Shigaraki there, Best Genius, Bakugo there. Dude, this looks insane. UA High School is literally flying. In the next panel, we see the panel where Monoma is pushing them towards the portal. He's like laughing historically. In the next panel, we have Todoroki and Dabi and Ida about to square up with a bunch of other heroes. It looks like Dabi does have a few high-end Nomus with him. The All Might statue is there, but instead it says heroes must die. Oh, Jesus. The final panel is we have Deku. I think this is the panel before he gets dragged in, and then we have Bakugo shouting towards Best Genius, saying that Deku just got taken away. We don't have the last panel. I am just checking to see if any more panels have released, but from what I can see, we have a Todoroki and Dabi panel released. Okay, that's really cool. We have more Bakugo panels. So it looks like Bakugo wasn't looking towards Deku. Deku just got yoinked. What the fuck? It looks like Bakugo is looking forward and Deku just gets yoinked from the sidelines. Oh, we have the final panel of Toga, Uraka, Gang Orca, and Tsuyu. Yo, that's the last panel. Dude, Toga has a lot of Nomus with her. Dude, this looks so cool. And that's the chapter. That is MHA. That is MHA 345. Anyway, what did you think of this chapter? Are you excited for this chapter? If you are, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. My name is always. Peace.